Congress has directed the Pentagon to start speeding up its process for countering drones and is adding more than $47 million to fuel the effort. And that's both big and small drones, according to the 2021 National Defense Authorization Act. To discuss this in this edition of Actionable Intelligence is Defense News ground warfare reporter Judson. Jen, where is the United States right now in anti-drone technology?
So the U.S. has spent many years proliferating these capabilities to go after threats, particularly in the Middle East, but we've also seen them in the high-end side, against Russia. Particularly Russia has used drones in a hybrid way that has caused the U.S. to rethink what we are developing in terms of our weapon systems. On the high end, the Army is just wrapping up developing an interim short-range air defense system to go after larger drones. And there's also a capability within the Army that's being developed, the indirect fire protection capability, that will also go after counter-UAS, particularly using high-powered microwave technology, directed energy technology. Directed energy technology is supposed to go on to strikers for short-range air defense and counter-UAS capability. But then on the smaller side, there's been a lot of systems procured, particularly for the Middle East, to get after these rogue threats, these little drones cropping up all over the place. And every service basically developed their own systems and threw them out there in response to urgent operational requests from the region. So the Pentagon took a look at their inventory and they had maybe over 40 systems that they were working with. So that's basically where the U.S. is in terms of their counter-drone capability. So there is definitely a need to sort of streamline that now.
And we're talking big drones and small consumer drones as well, right?
Yes, all the way from little drones that you can buy at a CVS, a small drugstore on Amazon, all the way up to the higher end drones.
Congress recently made a direction towards the Pentagon, asking them to in a way, just simplify what they have and be more effective. Can you tell us a little bit about that request?
Yeah, so actually, November 2019, the Pentagon decided to set up a counter small UAS office that was basically to address the problem of having too many drones out there, counter drone systems out there. And so they actually gave the Army control over that office. It's a joint office, but it's run by an Army general. And they whittled down those 40 systems to 8 that address fixed, semi-fixed sites, as well as mobile capability and dismounted capability to get after Group 1 and 2 small UAS, counter small UAS capability. They want to develop an enduring system. The idea is to get a system that's technologically capable now of going after groups 1 through 3, that's all under small UAS capability, that has the ability to roll new technology in later as things develop, as things progress, because threats are also progressing. Swarming capability is getting better. The ability to evade sensors is getting better. So the pace of technology on both sides is moving very rapidly. So there's really no silver bullet. So an enduring system will be a challenge.
A swarm of drones coming into one place, that's essentially like a whole different weapon at that point, isn't it?
Yes, and that's why there's a big focus on the development of something like a high-powered microwave capability that would be able to just sort of zap all of them at once. It's too hard to laze 10 or 20 swarming drones using directed energy or using some kind of interceptor or a net or whatever you want to use. So high-powered microwave would probably be pretty key to taking those out. For high-powered microwave testing, it's actually being run through the Air Force, but the Army is a partner in that testing, and that will be going on over the next year. And as well as into future years, but they really are ramping that up. The Army is specifically focused on that through their Rapid Capabilities Office that is focused on directed energy and high power microwave capability. And that will actually be, once that capability is developed, will be embedded in the indirect fire protection capability.
Jen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now, our headlines. Swedish vendor Saab has announced that it received a contract to deliver underwater vehicles to a British-French program. The vehicles will blow up mines. The deal, valued at $36 million, is for Saab's multi-shot mine neutralization system, comprised of a remote-controlled vehicle capable of inspecting mines and sticking explosives to them. The robots can carry 3 charges at a time. The company expects to deliver the first vehicles to Francis Thales, which manages the binational program as the main contractor in 2022. The Department of Defense must determine the national security threat posed by quantum computing as part of the new annual defense policy law. The 2021 National Defense Authorization Act, which became law New Year's Day after the Senate overrode President Trump's veto, contained a provision that directed the department to deliver a report to Congress that provides, quote, comprehensive assessment of the current and potential threats and risks posed by quantum computing technologies to critical national security systems. Powerful quantum computers pose a danger to national security because they may be able to break current encryption capabilities, meaning secure communications under current systems will be nearly impossible. On the flip side, adversaries with quantum capabilities will be able to communicate securely without the fear of interception by the United States. That's unless the United States achieves its own quantum computer. That's it for the news from the Defense Beat. When we come back, we'll hear from Navy Federal Credit Union personal finance expert Jeanette Mack with her tips on how to safely navigate mobile cash apps.